Well, we hope you enjoyed that. We wanted to just share a little bit more of Dwayne Adams' story. Remember, that was Breaking Barriers. And if you want to find out more information about how to get your youngster involved, don't forget we'll have that information up when we place this segment on YouTube, and then we'll also put it on our Facebook page. So, without further ado, we've been joined by Lee Miller, who is part of our In the Upper Room Ministry family. He is the writer and director of the movie Found, which he invited us to the premiere to last year. We had a great time. Lee, wonderful to see you again.
Welcome,
Thank you
Lee.
so much.
Welcome back.
So what's been going on? Give us a little bit about an update.
First I want to say, God is good.
Yes, he is.
All the time.
He's wonderful. He's been opening up a lot of doors for me, and I'm very excited, because we actually about to do another showing of the movie that's coming up in June. It's just so much, far as how many movies he's given me and how many things he's invested in me, and I'm about to actually start writing again, like I said, and do some other filming coming up. But the movie Found was special to me, because that was the first movie I ever wrote. It's just so many stories with that. It took me almost like 4 months to even write it. Before I even actually started casting for other members, that I had written that like 4 years before. Wow. And a lot of people don't even know that. So it was 4 years before I got a chance, before somebody even gave me a shot or gave me an opportunity, because I was actually ready to give up on it. I was tired, I was stressing because I knew that God gave me this.
Right.
So when I was reaching out to people who didn't have time, or they said, oh, I need money, oh, I need this, or I can't do it, I was like, well, what's the point? Because I can't do it by myself.
Yeah.
So I remember this one time when I was actually in my house and I was sitting down on my couch and, just going through. Just going through. The enemy was bothering me, things like that. So I was like, I'm just tired. So I actually went in the kitchen where I kept my script at, underneath the cabinet. And I went in there and I went back on the couch and I cut my phone off and I was just looking at it like it's a waste. And I was getting ready to just rip it apart and tear it and like I'm just done with it. And for some reason, I still to this day don't know why I cut my phone back on. I cut my phone back on because I haven't even cut it off for 5 minutes.
Right.
So I cut it back on and it loaded up and I was just sitting there. And as soon as I had it in my hand and I was getting ready to rip it in half, a text came through. So I looked at the text and it was Fred Frischgiles. And he said, hey, come to the studio tonight, man. I want to work on you with this movie. And I was like, wow. And God just like showed me like I'm still here with you.
Wow.
That is the best story.
That's and from that night, it went to the sky. I'm here now, I'm about to show it again in June 21st. And the first time was a good crowd. People enjoyed it. People didn't even get out their seats.
Yes.
We even had men crying in the theater. People got saved on that day.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the number one priority anyway for souls to get saved.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
Yeah, and at the premiere, I believe one of your castmates got saved, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
And that was a powerful moment, man. When we got to that premiere and I looked around, there was not an empty seat.
It was full.
Yeah.
It was full. And you weren't over in our area, but man, people were so engaged with what was going on in the movie. You could hear gasps.
You could hear it.
You could
around.
You could hear a verbal response to what was being shown.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
And sometimes I already know, because I'm writing it. So
Right.
the person I'm writing, I'm like, okay, I want him to laugh here. I want him to cry here. I want him to breathe heavy here. And every time that part came up, they did it. And I was just sitting there like, wow, God.
There was a part in the movie where her worlds collided. We'll just put it that way. Her worlds collided. And everyone was like, oh, it's gonna get you. You know what I'm talking about? Everyone was like, you just hear it in the room. Everyone was like, oh, no. And it was powerful.
Because it was one of the movies you can't figure out.
Right.
Most movies you be sitting like, I know it's going to happen.
Right.
Perfect.
I know this is going to happen. Oh, turn this off. This is crazy, but you would not figure it out.
And
not at all.
It was emotional. Like I was telling you in the green room, as I'm watching it, I'm watching like this story, it's nice in the beginning, and I had this beautiful home, the wonderful husband, these beautiful babies. And I'm like, look, God blessed her. Look at it. And then she just goes out and does this thing,
Yes.
What is this?
Yes.
What is this?
It was a powerful. I'm telling you, it is a powerful
Right.
movie, and I can't wait to see it again.
And
I
you know
really
what else?
can't.
Like I know that your point of this movie was to save lives, and the people you had portraying the people that you put on the paper. As a writer, was that not the most amazing thing? Seeing those characters come to life.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. It was because as I'm sitting there teaching these people how to, act and, they come up with their own ways, but to actually see them become that person,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, So
Yeah.
it definitely was excited to see that. It definitely was.
I tell you, Rita, she
Yeah, she
played that part.
played it.
man.
Guess what? She was the first one we chose, like through the whole movie. She was
Yeah.
the first one. She
Well-
was the only one that actually came to rehearse for that role. It wasn't like we chose her and said we call you right back
Right.
or we see somebody else. When we seen her, we said you're the one.
Yeah,
And she did a very good job. And it was hard for her. It was her first time. She had some stressful days because she could have gave up on us, but she stayed with us, and it turned out for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. At home, I'm wondering if you actually saw the premiere at New Destiny. I know you can relate to what we're saying here.
Absolutely, and we want to make sure. I'd taken a screenshot of it, but can you give us the time and the place that it'll be playing? You said Theater
Yes,
Inn.
Theater Inn. That's on, I think, 7th and Orange. It's on June 21st at 7 p.m. You can also reach me on Facebook, Lee Miller. You'll see the picture of the found on the cover on my what is it, profile picture.
Yeah.
So you can do that, or come to www.themoviefound found.com.
Yeah.
And you can see all the information on there. Or they can reach y'all. you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
The other thing about this entire product, your entire product is the best quality.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? From
Indeed.
the trailer,
Yes.
all the advertising,
Yes.
all the print materials,
Yes.
Yeah.
everything was
Yeah.
so
Yes.
and like you said, I'm going to get nominated.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was such that
Yes.
type of quality
It really-
of
it
the
really
print.
was.
And we didn't. I hate to say it, but I'm happy to say it too.
Yeah.
But we didn't pay for a thing.
Well, see, that's
Exactly.
because you're walking in your blessings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
and I had somebody asked me like, "What was your budget?" I was like, "Well, I didn't have one." But then I learned when you're going to talk to these big people,
Right.
you got to tell them a budget.
Right.
Yeah.
So he said, even though you didn't pay for the camera, how much the camera cost? Even
Right.
though you didn't pay for the facility, how much the
Yes.
facility
Yes.
cost? Even though you didn't pay for the characters, how much did they cost?
Right.
Add it
Right.
up, and that's your budget.
Right.
So I learned a lot of things, involved in that, but we didn't pay a dime.
Yeah.
But
but
we was blessed.
But I'm telling you, it was really Hollywood quality.
It
really was. When we walked the red carpet, I felt just like
a premiere.
and it was.
Yeah.
It was. It was one of the best events that I've seen come to Delaware.
And I don't want people to think, because like I said, it's a powerful movie. You get emotional, but you do laugh in
Oh,
there
yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
some
yeah.
funny stuff in there. You're gonna laugh, and it's up
Absolutely.
and down. Emotional, drama, action, laughing. So it's all in one.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what was said, but I remember cracking up when the character, the male character who's trying to change his way, who ends up in the hospital and Frida has to save him. When we first meet him, whatever his line was, I can't remember what it was, but it cracked me up. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, that was so funny.
Right.
Somebody said something to him short when they got out of the car, and I was just dying.
Oh, okay. I think I pretty
Yeah,
much know
that
what you're
was
talking
funny.
about. Yeah.
And you said you're working on a part 2, perhaps?
Yeah, that's gonna come probably down the line.
Okay.
I already know how I'm gonna start that story off, but I'm battling with the movie. It's called Twins, or not. Why did I get married? But why did I marry you?
I heard that.
So that's the powerful one too. That's a real powerful one. All of them powerful though. So
heard
I'm working on
that.
2 right now.
Okay.
I got a couple like 6 more. Even when I just God is putting me today. So
It's really cool though, because I follow Leo on Facebook, and I have seen his determination, as they say, that dogged determination. He's not going to let his dreams die. And over the course of time, he has strategically, put his things together.
yes.
And that really shows a lot of good organizational skills, which are necessary. Even if you don't have a huge budget, if you know how to work with what you got,
Yes. And you know who taught me that? I want to give him a special shout out. You know, Fred Fitzgerald.
That's my man.
Yeah.
You know, Fred was like, he was right there. If I ain't have, he pushed it.
Absolutely.
He made it happen. If it wasn't for Fred Fitzgerald,
Yeah.
the project wouldn't even been here. So he's like the man.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I wrote it, I directed, but Fred Fitzgerald is the man. I wouldn't have met y'all. You know, he plays a real huge
He
part.
does. He
Hey,
really
look,
does.
We were talking about that, and Fred is what you call
He's like, go ahead.
he's a rainmaker. You
He
know what I
is.
mean?
He is.
Because he walks in the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's no coincidence that he was there for you,
That day.
and he was there for us
Mm-hmm.
on a day similar to that. So Fred, big ups to you, brother.
Yeah.
And much love. We just so impressed with your obedience to the spirit of
Yes.
God.
Yes, and to make him laugh real quick, because he'll tell you I had to drag him by both of his ears, though.
Right.
Even though he came, I had to drag him by
Right.
both of his ears just to get him to me, but it
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
You know, so I thank Fred, and I thank y'all too for allowing me to come here a second time.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
anything I do, I don't care if I'm in Hollywood, I'm never gonna forget y'all. You know, y'all are
That's
awesome
beautiful,
together.
man.
Y'all, when I watch y'all, I could just smile because y'all connection is
Thank
like,
you.
know, it's amazing. Y'all don't even know.
Appreciate that, man.
Y'all don't even know what y'all doing, but it is amazing. I was
Yes.
sitting there watching
Thanks.
like, wow, and I think God's gonna take y'all to higher places.
Wow,
Once
bless
doors
you for
start,
that.
I'm gonna make sure y'all get there. I'm gonna make sure if I can help you, I'm gonna help you.
God bless you,
Awesome.
man.
That's
And
We
anything I
appreciate
do, you
that.
ain't gotta pay for anything. Y'all
heard
are
that.
cool, man. Y'all cool.
Thank you. Well, we'll see you
Yes,
at Theater
yes,
Inn. We'll be at Theater Inn
absolutely.
because we want to see
Yeah,
the movie
we'll be
again.
there.
Okay, cool.
Always going to support you guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
We want to thank you at home for watching. We're going to go out with just I don't know, you can play Breaking Barriers or the Kenya video again. It's up to you, Troy. We trust your judgment. You at home, we want to ask you to stay tuned for the Congo Hour.
Yes.
We want to thank our guests, Lee Miller and Dwayne Adams of Breaking Barriers, for coming on the program. We want to thank you for tuning in. We want to ask you to stay tuned next week during this hour for the Pritchetts, and the week after that for A Better Wilmington.
With
And then
Darius
the week
Brown.
after that, we'll be back. So look, I got it.
We got it all
memorized
lined up. Nothing more for me to do.
already. Say goodnight.
Oh, good night.
We'll see you next time. Take care.